pull back the curtain, share more with your staff, engage them early in all processes, and this will really foster a community of trust and collaboration. But I'm going to start my pearl back in 2017. I had a little bit more hair on the top of my head, and I was in my first senior leadership role in school. And taking on that role as deputy head of the secondary school, I was sent on a couple of courses for those that were new to senior leadership. And out of both of the courses, there was one kind of nugget of information that came out that was super useful. And that was school leaders need to share more information than they currently do. Initially, in the meeting or on the course, myself and some of the other candidates and someone else from my school were like, well, everyone's already overwhelmed. They get so many emails. We have so many meetings. There's so much going on. How can we give them more information? But the idea in implementation was actually that keep staff informed about meetings and policy changes early. So what's going on in those meetings at the top of the school? What's going on with policy behind the scenes? How can you inform people of that as early as possible so that they feel part of the process? So myself and the other person on the course, we went back to school super eager, and we presented this in the next meeting, and you could see a couple of people were like, no way, we can't be, knowledge is power. We can't be sharing everything with people. Why would we share that? But luckily, we had a really supportive principal of the school. And he actually stated in the meeting, knowledge is power when we share that knowledge. So what we decided to do was start to synthesize the SLT meeting minutes into key headlines and share them on the weekly updates, removing anything that was, obviously inappropriate to send out, and also asking the divisions to do the same thing each week. And before starting any meetings, discussing kind of any key points from those notes at the start of meetings so that people were aware of what was happening in the school and where we were going. Now, this was in a huge time of change at the school. The school was rewriting their mission, vision, teaching standards. It was a huge shakeup, and people were already kind of unsure about what was going on. But the results were phenomenal and really fast. Feedback at the end of the year and the staff survey showed that teachers felt they had ownership over initiatives when they hadn't done before. People felt the school community had become more inclusive and engaged. Local staff members, international staff members all felt they knew what was going on and were able to contribute. And not necessarily in the formal channels. If they saw something in the meeting minutes, they could pop into the principal's office and give some advice because they'd seen this at the school previously. And we had enhanced collaboration. Now, moving on from that school, I've now taken two positions that aren't in the senior leadership team. So two middle leadership positions. And it's amazing the difference I feel as a member of staff having been in that school previously. The best way to put it is it's like watching a magic show and having no idea how things are happening or what's going on. And you really see the importance of transparency in the school. Teachers often feel left out without clear communication. And how do we get teachers to invest in what we're trying to do as leaders if they don't feel engaged in the process in a real way? Asking for some feedback in a meeting 2 weeks before you roll out something huge that's been being spoken about for 18 months. You might feel like you're bringing staff in, but you're not. They know what's going on. And there's no difference between a member of senior leadership and a teacher. We've just slightly moved position, and then suddenly there's that separation. So we need to try and close that. So my pearl of wisdom today would be pull back the curtain, share more with your staff, engage them early in all processes, and this will really foster a community of trust and collaboration.